We have the agenda review session. We have ordinances on second reading. One, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.12, Traffic Control Regulations, Schedule 22, Traffic Control Signals, delete French Street and Joyce Kilmer Avenue, add French Street and Joyce Kilmer Avenue, Traffic Signal Plan, August 13, 2014, and timing schedule 2015-2016. We have an ordinance on first reading. Number one, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5, Wage Theft. We have resolutions. Number one, approve agenda amendments. Two, approve payroll 12/22/18, 1/4/19. Three, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. Four, authorize establishment of petty cash accounts for various departments. Five, approve emergency temporary appropriations for 2019. Six, authorize professional service agreement, Charlie Gayden Esquire, Assistant City Attorney, USA for 2019, not to exceed $30,000, fair and open. Seven, authorize professional service agreement, Community Law Group, LLP, 2019 Labor Council, not to exceed $25,000, fair and open. Eight, authorize professional service agreement with Hogan Longo, Moran, Dunstan, Dukas, LLP for 2019 Special Counsel for Tax Appeals, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $50,000, fair and open. Nine, authorize professional service agreement with Francesco, Bateman, Huntsman, Davis, Lara, and Flom, PC, for 2019 Special Counsel for Tax Appeals, Conflicts, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $12,500, fair and open. 10, authorize professional service agreement with VRB Valuation and Consulting Services for 2019 Real Property Appraisal Services for Tax Appeals, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $30,000, fair and open. Number 11, authorize professional service agreement with Appraisal Systems Incorporated for 2019 Property Inspection Services for added assessments, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $12,500, fair and open. 12, authorize professional service agreement with Civil Solutions, a division of Adams, Raymond, and Hagan Associates, Incorporated for 2019 Tax Map Maintenance and GIS Maintenance Services, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $20,000, fair and open. 13, authorize professional service agreement with Spatial Data Logic Incorporated for 2019 maintenance and support for municipal service software GIS program, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $52,500, fair and open. 14, authorize professional service agreement with Vital Communications Incorporated for 2019 tax assessment computer program and technical support and associated printing, binding, and mailing services, Division of Assessments, not to exceed $22,500, fair and open. 15, authorize professional service agreement with InSync Municipal Services doing business as First Bite Corporation for 2019 tax, water, and sewer billing and software support services, not to exceed $112,000, fair and open. 16, authorize professional service agreement with Mott McDonald Group Incorporated doing business as Mott McDonald LLC for 2019 engineering and support services for the water utility, not to exceed $225,000, fair and open. 17, authorized professional service agreement with Remington and Burnick Engineers for 2019 engineering site inspection for approved site plans funded by escrow, fair and open. 18, authorized professional service agreement with Willens, Goldman, and Spitzer for 2019 bond counsel, not to exceed $50,000, fair and open. 19, authorized professional service agreement with Samuel Klein & Company for 2019 municipal auditor, not to exceed $141,240, fair and open. 20, authorized professional service agreement with Phoenix Advisors LLC for 2019 continuing disclosure agent services as required by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Term 12-month period commencing January 1st, 2019 and ending December 31st, 2019, not to exceed $10,000. 21, authorized professional service agreement with Bridgewater Veterinary Hospital for veterinary services for the K-9 unit, Odin and Moose for the Police Department. Term 12-month period commencing January 1st, 2019 and ending December 31st, 2019, not to exceed $8,900. 22, authorized professional service agreement with Robert Wood Johnson Physician Enterprise, PA for 2019 physician services, not to exceed $44,500, fair and open. 23, rescind resolution R061884 for Barry R. Sheriff, Chapter 7 bankruptcy trustee for Shri at New Brunswick, liquor license number 121433029-011. 24, approve request for use of city sidewalk requested by James Neal, location corner of Sanford Street and Joyce Gilmer Avenue, Martin Luther King Jr. corner. for a commemorative celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Monday, January 21st, 2019, time 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 25, approve payment for emergency procurement, Department of Engineering and Public Works for road repair on Huntington Street due to a water main break with Schifano Construction Corporation, not to exceed $77,255, purchase order number E19712. 12, approve payment for emergency procurement, Department of Engineering and Public Works for rental of sewer flusher with Jack Mahaney Company Incorporated, not to exceed $16,700, purchase order number E19743. 27, approve amendment of resolution R061894, reason additional funds for December 2018 invoice with Aetna US Healthcare, traditional and POS terminal July 1st, 2018 to June 30th, 2019, amount $4,096.81. 28, approve award of contract with Nearmap US Incorporated for proprietary software for the tax assessor, not to exceed $15,500. 29, approve application, acceptance, and execution of grant New Brunswick Tomorrow for 2019 Family Friendly Center. 30, approve agreement with the Middlesex County Utilities Authority for solid waste disposal agreement, term January 1st, 2019, December 31st, 2021, for 3 years. 31, award professional service agreement to Delaware Raritan Engineering Incorporated for 2019 engineering review of site plans, variances, and subdivisions for Planning Board and Zoning Board of Adjustment, January 1st, 2019, December 31st, 2019, fair and open. 32, award professional service agreement to McManaman, Scotland, and Bowman LLC for 2019 conflict attorney for Planning Board and Zoning Board of Adjustment, term January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019, fair and open. 33, authorize award of professional service agreement with Arthur R. Title, Jr. Esquire, the law firm of Brunswick, McDermott, Mastro, and Murphy, special counsel for the year 2019 for the New Brunswick Police Department, not to exceed $15,000. 34, approve renewal of contract for the Dial-A-Ride program for 2019 with the State of New Jersey Department of Human Services, term January 1st, 2019, December 31st, 2019, amount $56,315. 35, approve award of contracts furnish and deliver bituminous materials to the Department of Public Works and Water Utility with Stavola Asphalt Company Incorporated for items 2, 3, and 7, not to exceed $39,300, with Trap Rock Industries LLC for items 1, 4, 5, and 6, not to exceed $189,650, specification number 72418P, 12-month period commencing January 19th, 2019, and ending January 18th, 2020. 36, approve off-premise raffle merchandise at the Elks Lodge, 40 Livingston Avenue, New Brunswick, for PBA Local 165, Middlesex County Sheriff's Officers Civic Association Incorporated, Wednesday, February 20th, 2019. 37, approve award of contract, Skylands Area Fire Equipment and Training, LLC, doing business as Safety, for furnishing and delivering thermal imaging cameras and accessories for the fire department, specification number 73118P, not to exceed $145,412. 38, approve award of contract with Business and Governmental Insurance Agency, BGI, for business brokerage services prescription plan, 12-month period commencing February 2nd, 2019, and ending February 1st, 2020. And then thereafter, excuse me, for an additional 12 months, should the city so desire, specification number 72618RFD, fair and open. Approve amendment of resolution R121868, change order number 2 with Top Line Construction Corporation for Joyce Gilmer Avenue roadway improvement, specification number 92218, amount $49,087.94. Approval of this change order will not constitute an increase of 20% or more of the amount of the original contract. 40, resolution to approve the extension of the UEC Clean Team contract with the NVPA for 2019. The Clean Team services in downtown Easton Avenue, French Street, and Remsen Avenue, January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. City of New Brunswick amount, $125,000. New Brunswick City market amount, $135,715. 41, approve agreement for the use of $60,000 of CDBG funds to the Union County Economic Development Corporation, UCEDC, for assistance in micro enterprises, fair and open. 42, approve amendment of resolution R111823, phase 2 of project new dates, approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance and road closure requested by Gilbane Building Company. Reason for mobilization of a tower crane at 90 New Street for the standard at New Brunswick project streets. New Street between Livingston Avenue and George Street. The date Saturday and Sunday, January 19th and 20th, 2019. Alternate dates Saturday and Sunday, January 26th and 27th, 2019. Hours 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 43, approve amendment of resolution R101830. Reason work additional Saturdays in 2019. Approve relaxation of the city noise ordinance requested by Gilbane Building Company. Reason to work Saturdays for the remainder of the 2018 at 90 New Street. The standard in the Brunswick project date Saturday only from January 19, 2019 to December 28, 2019. Holidays excluded. Hours 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 44, approve relaxation of city noise ordinance requested by Amtrak Train. Reason, train placement for Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital at 48 French Street. The date is Saturday, January 19, 2019. Alternate date Saturday, January 26, 2019. The hours 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. 45, award professional service agreement for Bignell Planning Consultants Incorporated for the 2019 planning review of site plan variances and subdivisions for Planning Board and Zoning Board of Adjustment, January 1st, 2019, December 31st, 2019, fair and open. 46, resolution authorizing the execution of a license agreement with the International Code Council for utilization of the International Property Maintenance Code by the City of New Brunswick, 3-year term, not to exceed $2,300. 47, approve award of contract with Prime Point LLC for 2019 municipal payroll services, 12-month period commencing January 1st, 2019 and ending December 31st, 2019, excuse me, for which can be extended on a yearly basis for up to 2 additional years, specification number 73219 RFP, not to exceed $64,000, fair and open. 48, approve award of contract, Lamana Electric Incorporated, furnish and install standby generators at 3 firehouses, specification number 91818, not to exceed $199,999. 49, approve transfer of appropriation reserves for 2018 municipal budget. 50, authorize tax collector to transfer overpayments of federal tax and utility accounts. Items for discussion, public comment, please. All right, call order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Egan.
Here.
Councilmember Escobar.
Here.
Councilmember Fleming.
Here.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig. Here. Council President Anderson.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of the time and place and conduct of all public meetings of the Municipal Council of the City of New Brunswick, has been filed with the City Clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board at the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the City of New Brunswick, namely the Home News. Please stand for pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence for our men and women serving in the military, at home and overseas, especially those that have been killed in action, all those gold families, blue families, etc. Thank you. Motion for approval of minutes on December 5.
Minutes.
Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Report of correspondence by City Clerk.
Yes. Item 1, a letter from the Middlesex County Utilities Authority regarding a completed review of the fourth quarter flow and loading data. Item 2, an initial RE submission receptor evaluation form from NJ Department of Environmental Protection. Item 3, a notice from Gannett NJ regarding the rate to be charged by the Home News Tribune. Item 4, a no further action letter in regards to 1 750-gallon number 2 heating oil underground storage tank system at 218 Sanford Street from NJ Department of Environmental Protection. Item 5, a letter from Arnold Garcia requesting a construction bond release at 346 Seaman Street. Item 6, a letter from HL Petroleum Company, Inc. to inform that a biennial certification has been completed at Rutgers College Avenue campus. Item 7, a letter from Geo Environmental Management, LLC, in regards to a remedial action protectiveness biennial certification for soil at 385 George Street. Item 8, a completed and signed 2019 biennial certification package for the Morris Street parking deck from Penn Jersey Environmental Consulting. Item 9, a letter from PARS Environmental, Inc. to advise that the NJ Department of Environmental Protection has received a complete Industrial Site Recovery Act General Information Notice from Brentag Northeast, LLC. Item 10, a letter from Middlesex County Department of Infrastructure Management in regards to the Water Resources Association members. Item 11, a letter from NJ Department of Environmental Protection in regards to a 500-gallon number 2 heating oil underground storage tank system at 336 Livingston Ave. Item 12, a letter from NJ Department of Environmental Protection in regards to a 550-gallon number 2 heating oil underground storage tank system at 206 Sanford Street. Item 13, a letter from NJ Department of Environmental Protection in regards to a 275-gallon number 2 heating oil above ground storage tank system at 239 Hamilton Street. Item 14, a letter from NJ Department of Environmental Protection in regards to a 500-gallon number 2 heating oil underground storage tank system at 224 Talmadge Street. Item 15, a letter from NJ Department of Environmental Protection in regards to a 550-gallon number 2 heating oil underground storage tank system at 225 Hale Street. The correspondence will be forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We have no public here.
No.
We have ordinance on second reading. Number 1, an ordinance to amend the supplementary revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.12, Traffic Control Regulations, Schedule 22, Traffic Control Signals, delete French Street and Joyce Gilmore Avenue, add French Street and Joyce Gilmore Avenue, Traffic Signal Plan, August 13, 2014, timing schedule June 15, 2016. If anyone from the public wants to comment on the, please give your name and address. You have up to 5 minutes, one time up.
Good evening, Charles Cranville, New Brunswick, New Brunswick Bay. Can you just tell me what's the purpose of this change?
It's a clarification, Mr. Glenn.
It's based on Title 39. When any signal in town is updated, the state requires that we list the date of design, the date of timing sequence, just a formality, so it just facilitates Title 39 enforcement.
So it's just to add that to the ordinance?
The signal was already on the ordinance of our schedule. We're adding the details of the design and the timing sequence.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none,
Move the ordinance?
Second.
roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have an ordinance on first reading, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Chapter 5, Business Licenses and Regulations, Chapter 5, concerning wage stuff.
Move the ordinance setting down February 6th, 6:30 p.m., same date to be advertised.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have resolutions 1 through 50. Anyone from the public wish to comment on the resolution? Please give your name and address.
Yes, Daniel Moore, 333 Somerset Street. Number 39, would you please tell me what Joyce Comer is going to have done and what part of Joyce Comer this is?
The roadway improvements, Mr. Valenti, please.
Yeah, this is an ongoing project that's partially funded through the state municipal aid program. We got a late start, but we've completed all the concrete work. In fact, we ended up doing more concrete work than initially anticipated, and this change order reflects the need to add the additional concrete ramps and or driveways that we did.
So it's the same project starting from Handy Street down?
That's correct, from Patterson Street to Handy Street.
Okay, thank you. And also, with number 40, as far as with the cleanup, due to where you're paying this much money to have these streets cleaned up and they're not being cleaned, as far as for French Street. I say the only one that's really getting clean is downtown. I meant New Brunswick is getting so disgusting, even just walking up and down the streets. Well, I will provide to you part of my other city thing. Dead rats all on the sidewalk. Good thing that they're dead, but wow, they're babies. So just imagine how many more are out there. So like I said, New Brunswick isn't clean anymore. When the last time has French Street been cleaned?
Well, I'm sure there's a guy out there that's almost there every day, so I know, supposedly.
Oh, well, please have someone go check it out, because like I said, basically the only place that seems like that stays clean is basically Rutgers Village, due to where they're homeowners. You don't have stores there. Like I said, wow, to walk up and down, take pictures on my phone and see dead rats in the street due to where so much garbage is just laying all over the city, where I've been speaking to you about, come on, do something with this garbage. New Brunswick has never been like this before. So please, like I said, make sure you're paying all this money to be clean. French Street, like I said, none of that has been cleaned in over months. Only part that's been cleaned was, thank you, that's with the park, but that's with the city, and you're paying all this money? Please go check it out and investigate it yourself, because, wow, you're paying for something that's not being done other than George Street to be cleaned.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradaville. I'd like to ask about 954, the Lentz contract. Can you just tell me how many bids were received?
Go off, Dan, do you know?
Yes. We received one RFP.
Thank you. And the following resolution, Samuel Klein, the auditors, is that the same, or just one?
We received one RFP, yes.
Thank you. 959, can you explain what exactly this is? I was just grabbing my resolutions to see if there's an address or a specific location for this liquor license. What is this all about?
I think it's a pocket license, but Mr. Shannon.
Yeah, quickly, it's a pocket license that hasn't been active for more than 2 years. We inadvertently renewed it, whereby it was not ready to be renewed. There has to be a special ruling from the ABC to allow renewal before this municipal body can renew it. So we're rescinding the renewal at this time. It will probably be back after they get their special ruling.
Okay, and I guess it's owned by an estate.
It's a bankruptcy trustee that actually is managing the license, which means that it's an asset as part of a bankruptcy proceeding.
Okay, interesting. Moving on, 966, can you explain a little bit about this agreement with the MCUA? Is this a new agreement or a renewal, and what exactly are the services and costs to taxpayers?
It's a new annual, a 3-year agreement that is being renewed. We've done this for many years that I can recall. And it's a renewal of the 3-year agreement. The last 3-year one expired December 31st, 2018. As far as the rates go, the rates are set forth in the resolution. I haven't committed them to memory.
I see here, 66.75 per ton.
Exactly, there you go.
Okay. And so this is just for dumping in the landfill?
Correct.
Okay. And on that topic, I believe right about now, it's 7 o'clock, there's an event in East Brunswick where the MCUA is explaining what they're doing about the smell from the landfill. Is that something people are finding, they're experiencing in New Brunswick? Is that, yeah?
On our, over in Rutgers Village and Edgebrook, it's definitely affecting them.
Okay, and could you talk a little bit about what's being done?
I'm not sure the meeting is tonight, and I'm here, so we'll find out after the fact.
Okay. I have one or two more. Actually, no. That's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on the resolution?
Move the resolutions? Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Any items for discussion by the council members?
This Monday is federal holiday for Martin Luther King Day, and you know a lot of times they always say don't make it a day on, day off. Try to make it a day on. There's several events going on around the community, and people can attend those or try to find a community service event to do, like feeding the less fortunate or anything that you can find to help out your community. That's on this Monday.
Okay, we have a public comment. Anyone have a public comment, would you please come to the microphone again. Introduce yourself one time.
Yes,
5
once
minutes.
again, Danielle Moore, 333 Somerset Street. I'd just like to start off with, wow, I realize I get a laugh out of it too, that wow, everything goes great at the traffic meeting. And now I see why, due to where, like I said, I see it as a joke, but wow, I see that, wow, because no one sits in that middle chair at the traffic meeting. If you take look at the last video, I said, wow, it really is something with that seat where it changes each one of you, because wow, Councilmember Fleming, I never seen you smile like I saw you did before once you sat in that chair. And then wow, once you, President, when you sat in that chair, wow, the change of you, like, oh my, only 5 minutes to speak, like you don't want to hear anyone speak. We're taking our time away. So it's like, wow, are you really interested in seeing what goes around in the city? Are you?
Your 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, so see, that's my point, due to where the way you said with only 5 minutes, someone can make a comment on something, and then what, you responding where you could take up a person's whole 5 minutes, meaning that, what, nothing won't really be spoken, what goes around and needs to be done in New Brunswick. So I hope you will respect that, okay, like it was before, to give a person time to speak what's right and what's wrong in New Brunswick. Then I also would like to thank the city and the police department, due to where they did put a second crossing guard on the corner of Somerset and Lewis, due to where we know that's become a dangerous street now. Christmas Eve, when I said thank you to the traffic authority, due to where they were out there Christmas and Christmas Eve, due to where it was 2 cars crashed into the poles there, into the house. So I do thank you for putting the crossing guard there, and I hope the second one stays there. Then also, I will say thank you to everyone who's chipped in, even Mr. Jones, as far as the traffic lights on Livingston Avenue, due to where, wow, it's still 3 months almost since it actually got to be done. One, you still have lights out. And the main place, that's where Livingston and Handy, it's been 3.5 months. That's a traffic light. Do you know how dark that area is? Wow, God bless. Well, you can't bring the man back who was crushed on the corner of Livingston and Sedan, due to where I will hold on to these photos to present to the county, God, that the Lord let me wake up to see the next day and give me the strength to go to the meeting, due to where what, they had over $900,000 to redo Livingston Avenue, and nothing has been done. It was included to make Livingston Avenue safer. And what? A man gets killed on Livingston Avenue? Not good at all. And the last thing where I was just telling you, where I've been mentioning to you about the garbage and recycling, due to where you said it wasn't better to put the garbage in the bags. Okay, like I said, what? due to where the papers that you sent out, it is not getting to the people due to where it's only in English that you sent them out, and a note on the bottom, call this number if you want it in Spanish. Please, would you look at that, and then what? Okay, after garbage and recycling comes, what? Do you really expect the men to pick up every piece of paper? You wonder how New Brunswick is really looking so nasty? Please work on that. But one idea Mr. Jones did say to me, due to where you don't know to send these papers in English or Spanish to what? Tenants where they're renting. How about maybe you pass them out where when the owners come pay their taxes or their water bill and have them pass to them and explain to them, come on, tell them tenants to really make New Brunswick clean. Because like I said, what? To walk up and down the street and you see dead mice and rats on the curb, oh, it's good to see them dead, but wow, you see babies, so believe me, there's plenty more where these came from. And I'm talking about, like I said, different locations, so please, I hope you do work on something, because come on, as long as I've been living in New Brunswick, what, never been this nasty before. Please, like I said, take a look at them. You can hold on to those, like I said, but I hope you please do something to help New Brunswick be clean again. And in order for you to do that, that's to tell these homeowners, to tell their tenants to keep their property clean, or come on, start giving out more tickets. Like I said, what, to walk up and down the street, or what, I can get all of them off of my phone, but I can show you afterwards, like I said, with different locations of too many of them where you just see them dead on the road. Please clean up New Brunswick again.
We thank her for her passion for her city. Good evening, my name is Janelle Williams. I'm a resident at 75 Redmond Street. I'm a resident at 75 Redmond Street. I'm here in New Brunswick, and I'm coming on behalf of Douglas Estates North, which is a condominium association located on commercial Redmond and George Streets here in New Brunswick. I'm coming to pose a concern that many of the residents have had who are homeowners and or renters in our particular community. There's been a high number of panhandlers that stand in front of our homes on a regular basis and disrupt our livelihood, disrupt the guests who are coming into our homes, and quite frankly are a nuisance to our quality of life and living over in that area of New Brunswick. There also has been an increase in concern in regard to illegal activity occurring in the parking lot of our home due to just a high number of unwanted traffic and visitors in that area. We have made calls to the police in regard to this concern because some of our residents, and we have another resident here as well who has a concern, but again, these individuals are on our property on a regular basis and is shared with us. They have a right to panhandle. It's their right, their freedom of speech to ask for money, etc. But it's also our right to have a comfortable place to live and a place to live where we feel as though our homes are safe, we feel as though our properties are kept clean because our residents do that and people who are not residents may not. And just to feel comfortable walking into our house in the evening and not have to come in and see people consistently with signs outside of our doors asking for money. So we just ask that the city continue to look into this issue so that we can revert back to what we're accustomed to at our homes. Again, Janelle Williams, and I'm at Douglas Estates North. I'm the president of the Townhouse Condo Association. And again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I just want to say something for the record that I am a member, I live in that area, and I have addressed, those concerns with the police department. I think it hasn't, I haven't seen as much, but you're absolutely right, there has been instances that it's a lot, so they are aware and make sure that I talk to them again, because they did start at the parking lot especially. And I myself stopped some people, started talking, like, do you live here? So I took matters into my own hands on various occasions to talk to them. And I haven't seen them as much. But you're absolutely right, and I will continue to follow up on that because I see it.
Thank you so much. I mean, as frequent as this evening, upon coming here, I tried to take a picture, but it was kind of rude, so I decided not to. But there was one standing directly in front of our parking lot on Commercial, and then someone else across the street, more so at the Rucker Safety Building, Public Safety Building. So they're there every day. Thank you.
And I think it's
Dr.
becoming an issue in a lot of, in other places in
Oh,
the city
absolutely.
as well, so I think it needs to be addressed.
And in the state as well,
statewide.
not even just in
Yeah.
Brunswick.
But it's definitely, there's been in the flux lately, yeah. And it's uncomfortable when you have to deal with it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Captain Miller, if you could just, follow up as much as you can. Mr. Shammy, do you have any idea about panhandling laws or?
I have a lot of ideas.
Is there no time quickly, or is there anything you can do?
It's something that I couldn't explain quickly. Myself personally, the law department have been looking into this issue since we were sued by the ACLU back on Christmas Eve 2013, I think it was. The laws have changed. The woman who just spoke, I'm sorry, I forgot your name, is right, that it is a freedom of speech. We've looked at what other towns and other parts of the country are doing, as well as New Jersey. I will tell you that Asbury Park most recently has adopted an aggressive panhandling ordinance, something that we had looked into before they adopted it with respect to aggressive panhandling that threatens or intimidates people. Quite frankly, I don't know if they've been challenged on it yet. I had read some stuff that they were going to be. But we are waiting for the law to kind of settle down and see what balance we can strike with protecting the rights of free speech, for people's right to panhandle, and protecting the interests of residents and passerbys on sidewalks with respect to that type of conduct. So it's a difficult challenge, but there has to be the right balance, and obviously we have to do it within the parameters of the law.
Look at the language of the Asbury Park one. Let's just see a little bit of that. Some people, because we just said aggressive and intimidation, those are like not loaded words, but it's going to come to interpretation.
It's subjective.
Yeah, because
That's right, Mr. Fleming, you're absolutely right. That's
we
the
have,
problem.
we were Ruckus Village, believe it or not, we have every day a person that stands out there, and it's dark sometimes, it's dark, and to anybody that can be intimidated, where they will literally come right up to your car with a sign, like that. Yeah, and it's like, that's very intimidating. People say, well, you can't really do nothing about it. Sometimes you might feel like you have to defend, because you don't know. People say, well, it's not harmful and stuff like that. I can see it, especially, I don't want to sound sexist, but if it's a woman coming home by herself, and this guy comes up to the car with a sign and stuff like that, that can be very intimidating.
Scary.
Yeah.
It scares me every time I go home.
And my understanding is they cannot come into the street to go to the car.
They do.
That's true, it's obstructing the flow of traffic. There are certain violations that can be charged with people who do that. They cannot go onto private property, and if panhandlers are in a private parking lot area, for instance, owned by an association, that's not a public area, that could be enforced as well. But in public rights of way, sidewalks, it's a form of free speech.
Jones, do you have something?
So I'll speak to the panhandling. We're actually in the process right now, the mayor's office is putting together a document to empower residents and frequent visitors to the city of New Brunswick. Our issue is a very, very complicated one. Some of our panhandlers are honestly asking for money to survive. Others, this is their full-time job. We have panhandlers that get off the train and panhandle in the city of New Brunswick, and then after they're done with their shift, they go back to whatever town they're from. We have panhandlers that drive into the city of New Brunswick, panhandle, make money, and get out of town. And then you have those that you are familiar with, those faces that sit on many of our corners in the city of New Brunswick. But what we're trying to do is have folks not give these individuals money. So what we're doing is we're empowering residents, we're empowering business owners, we're empowering city employees and organizations with a document with the knowledge of what's available for homeless individuals or underserved individuals throughout the city of New Brunswick. So whether that's food related, whether that's healthcare related, whether that's social service related, this material is presented in a way to hope that we deter some of that panhandling that's happening in the communities, at the same time also trying to serve those folks. Because we understand that it's hard sometimes to walk past that person and not help them. But then at the same time, we also understand that we are doing a disservice to that individual. 9 times out of 10, when we give them $5 or $10 to do whatever they want with it. So all that information, I can have a conversation with the young lady and probably yourself as well, and we can figure out where they are. We have a team that goes out that finds these panhandlers, and we try to get them off the street as quickly as possible. The issue is, when we get 2 off the street, 4 more pop up. So we're working on it. That's something that we take very seriously, but it is an ongoing process, and if we're alerted to more of what's happening in your area, we can jump on it a little quicker.
My name is Ibn Bay. I live in the Douglas Estates North Community Condo Association. I live directly on the corner of George and Commercial. I live at 168 George. There's been no decrease in the level of activity. I'm daily having to deal with litter, people urinating on the side of my home. I'm confronted with this the first thing in the morning on my way to work, first thing when I come home. I've called numerous times to the police department. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. I called today and I left a message for Captain Bodilla, who didn't return my call. I called last week and I spoke with the desk sergeant, who told me that if I were to allow the police to come into my home, that maybe he could do something. I'm like, this is absurd. You can stand out there at the Exxon gas station and see what's going on. I watch them, they eat, they throw it on the ground where they are, they get enough money up, they communicate across the street. Once they've got enough, they head up Commercial Avenue, shoot down Redmond Street, go over, I guess, on Seaman Street somewhere, they get high, they're gone for a little while, then they come. I'm sorry? Camden, anywhere over there, in the Remsen area. Then they return, and it's become a crisis. And anyone who's made the investment, I've been living in my home 18 years now, anyone who's made the investment to live there, to purchase there, or even to rent there, it's problematic in a crisis because no one would want to rent there or even purchase there if you've got to walk past vagrants to get into your home, step over trash, and I'm constantly picking up trash, not just in front of my place, but I do it throughout the community, which is the George Street, the Commercial, and the Redmond Street, and it's become to the point that it's a crisis, and I'm not interested in violating anyone's freedom of speech, but go someplace else and do that. I don't think that I should be having to deal with this as a taxpayer at the threshold of my doorstep. My neighbor, she hears voices. She's at 166 George Street. She hears voices. She comes downstairs. The homeless vagrants are sitting on her stoop, smoking cigarettes, having soup, and she's fearful to even come out of her home. We've had a number of packages that have been stolen because it's an opportunity for them to take something, go sell it, and get high. I have a suggestion, like on the corner of George and Commercial, where the public safety building is, just like you would have a sign that would alert drivers to a situation where it's like the orange illuminated signs. You know, we could put the city could put a sign, something that some kind of verbiage that would discourage supporting and funding the habits of the panhandler, and suggest that, I mean, there are a lot of well-meaning people that donate to those people, but I know that none of the well-meaning people that donate to those people would not want that outside their doorstep. And if you ask any of them to take that with them, they wouldn't. But if we could have a sign that discouraged it in the meantime, as to a greater solution can be found, then I would also suggest that we look at an ordinance that would create a residential buffer zone. of 100 feet, they shouldn't be allowed to do this panhandling within 100 feet of a residence. They can still do it and do it other places in the city, but I shouldn't walk out my door and have to deal with this at my doorstep. So I would ask the city, please do something aggressively and quickly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradaville, New Brunswick, Today. Just start by saying that I've been coming to these meetings for a long time, back when Council President Garlotti would just call on us, almost like it was a class, and we would get up and we could talk as long as we wanted and ask as many questions as we wanted to stay until all those questions were answered. And so I just want to say I'm going to work with you in good faith, and I'm confident, I trust that if 5 minutes isn't enough to cover my questions, that you'll show me some discretion, because they are important questions. So I'll start by just asking, what is it that how is the council specifically going to change the wage theft ordinance?
The one on first reading, just to make it a little bit more teeth to it, basically, it's still working on it.
Great. How so would it have more teeth?
I could elaborate if you'd like, Mr. Council President. What it would do is would enable us to suspend a license of a business owner mid-license term if that particular owner was in violation of the wage theft ordinance, meaning there was an adjudication deciding that that particular business owner committed wage theft and didn't rectify it within 90 days of that particular finding, then the license could be suspended by this council with a hearing.
So it wouldn't need to wait for a renewal?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I want to say rest in peace to Mr. Escamilla, a 53-year-old resident of our city who lost his life in a tragic car crash last week. And it was alluded to earlier that Livingston Avenue is a dangerous road to cross. I know it very well. It's in my neighborhood. I've crossed that street many times. And what is being done about Livingston Avenue? What's the update?
The update is the county's still working on the diet program, so they're still working on that part there. Good luck.
If you wish, the design is essentially done. It was sent to the funds for the project are coming from the federal government through the state. Unfortunately, that adds layer of review. It's my understanding that the current documents are under review by the DOT for environmental review. I'm not sure what that means. And then once that is done, then it goes to the federal government for review. So we're at the mercy of our upper legislative bodies or agencies to finally approve the project and go forward. But the county will be administering the project, and they're going to issue all the contracts related to that.
Thank you. It's also sad to hear that 4 young people were hit by a taxi cab yesterday, presumably on their way to the Roosevelt School. Can you tell me what is the council and the mayor and the administration doing more generally about making streets safer for pedestrians?
I think in the enforcement and stuff like that, between the police department, the mayor's office, the council, and the people around, just trying to get it as safe as possible. Obviously, accidents happen, but hopefully, things will be better, signage-wise, and anything that we can possibly do. Take suggestions from anyone and everyone.
Okay, well, I have a suggestion. I think that the Traffic Commission does some good work. They meet the first Thursday of every month at 1:30 p.m. It's not the most convenient time for people to come, so usually it's just me and Danielle. But I think that, you usually have Mr. Jones here, who's on that commission. I think it would be great if every meeting, or I guess every other meeting of the council, you had a report from the Traffic Commission on what issues were brought before it and what was being done about them, because I think that would do a better job of keeping the council and the public in the loop, since again, these meetings are usually only attended by a very small portion of the public, and these meetings are attended by a much larger portion of the public. Would that be something you'd be willing to consider for your next meeting, a report from the Traffic Commission?
I always consider everything.
Okay, well, I hope to see that on your agenda soon. The police department has a new deputy chief, is that correct?
Correct.
I want to congratulate Chief Sabo and wish him well. Can you tell me when did he start?
Captain Miller.
Sworn in January 8th.
Okay. And what is the salary for that he's getting?
I believe it's under salary number 97, so I'm not sure what that is.
Right, but that's a range, so I'm just
Yeah,
curious
it's fine.
where he falls within the range.
It's $176,063.
Okay, thank you.
American?
Can you tell me who made the decision to select him for the position? Was it the mayor?
I believe all the appointments are done by the mayor.
Leslie.
The mayor of New Brunswick, okay. And what are the duties of the deputy chief?
That I couldn't answer off the top of my head. Certainly Captain Miller, or perhaps maybe one of the other things you can ask then after the meeting.
Could we hear just now from Captain Miller? What are the duties? Would that be
Chief is the second in command of the police department. If you go on the civil service website, it lists verbatim all the duties of the deputy chief. I don't know off the top of my head. It's all written down on the civil service website.
Okay, thank you. Was there a promotion ceremony held by the police department for this?
I do not know.
Okay, could you ask Captain Miller?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious because I know the fire department had a promotion ceremony in November. It was an honor and pleasure to be there and watch that. I'm just curious, is the police department going to adopt that practice of having their, promotion ceremonies or swearing in ceremonies open to the public? Does Captain Miller know?
Something you could ask them.
Sure. Since Captain Miller's here, could he just?
If you want to waste, I mean, you're already over your 5 minutes.
Typically, most people who are getting hired or promoted within the police department don't like the ceremony being open to the public because a lot of their family and friends are there and they don't want photos taken of their family and friends. They feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so it sounds like they're not going to make those public.
Their choice.
Okay, I think they ought to. And then finally, I'll just ask about the government shutdown and how that's affecting the New Brunswick Housing Authority. It's now the longest in federal government history, and if it doesn't get fixed, for at least as far as HUD is concerned, by the end of the month, there's going to be some serious consequences. Can maybe the liaison to the Housing Authority Board speak to those consequences, and maybe perhaps whether Section 8 tenants should be concerned about their rent not being paid and what that means and what they should do if their landlord tries to kick them out because of that?
I don't want to talk to, because I haven't talked to John Clark as of recent. So what I could say is that from before, obviously, that this is going to affect everybody, especially HUD. And I hear from other states that it's even, the tenants are afraid of what's going to happen. The landlords are already sending notices. I know in Florida and other states that that's happening. Here I don't have recent information, so I'd rather just talk to John again, Clark, and then I'll have some information for you the next time.
I will tell you that I would hope that they would take this into consideration. If it's because they can't pay their rent because of that, they would take that into consideration and have some common sense and some decency to what's going on.
Thank you for answering my questions. I'll just end with a quick suggestion. I would like to see the deputy chief attend these meetings at least once in a while. Just getting paid $176,000, top sworn officer in the department. I think they belong in this meeting, and I hope that you'll encourage Chief Sabo to show up here. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public?
Motion?
No?
Second?
Councilmember Egan.
Yes.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.